Welcome to Trout Talk right here at Saga 960 AM. If you're watching on YouTube, this is Season 3, Episode 17. My name is Mike Karafilidis. You'll hear me on the road, voice on the road for the Steelheads. Your voice at home for the Steelheads. Joining me as always, Mr. Brendan Lang. Brendan, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, man. We always, come on here and talk about how everything's kind of the same, going to work, doing all that. Obviously, last episode we talked about football. The Bills have lost since then, so we haven't covered that. There's been a lot of baseball offseason stuff going on too. Bichette going to the Mets and Kyle Tucker to the Dodgers. So, lots of sports stuff to be following. That's kind of what I've been up to a lot here recently with the playoffs and with the baseball off season kind of going on. I've been looking at that, but other than that, just kind of going through life, working, doing this, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, what do you think about that Bo Bichette stuff going to the New York Mets?
Yeah. I mean, I think
it was happening. It was going to happen.
It is what it is. Like, I think Bichette did a ton for the franchise, and I don't think anybody should have ill feelings towards him for going to the New York Mets. I mean, he got $42 million a year, which is crazy. Like, it's just not a number that I was expecting to go there. And I don't think that the Jays probably wanted to go there. I think that there's probably not as much interest as it makes it seem from the outside with the Jays and Bichette. I feel like they probably maybe had some things there that they didn't want to go that far, and I can understand that. That's a lot of money. And then Tucker getting $60 million a year, which is just crazy stuff. Both of those guys probably not worth those dollar figures. Obviously, you'd love to have one of them on your team, but I think the Jays are in a really good spot. I mean, they got good pitching. I like Tyler Rogers in the bullpen. It's a great piece. Dylan Cease, I think, can be better with a better defense behind him. He didn't have a great defense in the 2 years in San Diego. I like the Okamoto signing too. I think he's somebody that could be good. There's going to be an adjustment period. There always is with Japanese players, but I don't think they're worse than they were last year. I think they've just gotten better in different areas, and their offense was great last year. So I don't think that's necessarily the part of the game that needed to be worried about. And I think the biggest thing with that is that he went to the Mets. He didn't go to the Yankees. He didn't go to the Red Sox. So that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I was hoping that the Jays would pick up Bellinger, but Cody Bellinger, but then he signed with the New York Yankees. So I to me, everybody, all the Jays fans were talking about him, but I felt like it was kind of a long shot. Then I saw him sign with the thing. I think he just doesn't want to come to Canada. That's what I think.
Maybe he's a California guy. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want to come here. Not sure, but Bellinger's a good player, but I don't think he would have moved the needle a ton in Toronto. But I mean, I think I kind of thought he was going to go back to the Yankees. The Yankees kind of had to do that. They haven't really done anything this offseason. So I think they kind of needed to bring him back. That was important, more important for them, I think, than Toronto to do that.
Does that free up more money now for the Blue Jays to do something else?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's always
who would be on their radar then.
Yeah. There's not really many like free agents left. I think you'd be looking at a trade probably if you're thinking about making another move. But as of right now, I think they're pretty comfortable with who they have, and you just got to wait and see. Maybe somebody becomes available. I mean, Luis Robert got traded to the Mets yesterday as well from the White Sox. So that was, a guy that was on the trade block for a while. So yeah, you know what? We'll just have to see how it goes, but I do think they're comfortable with who they have going into the year.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I hope so. I mean, I said this last year, I wasn't sure how the team was going to do, but and then they ended up, almost going all the way. And, as far as I'm concerned, they should have won that. Well, they could have won. I mean, could have, would have, right? Yeah. The World Series, but the Dodgers, they always find a way to win. But for Tucker to sign for that much money, man, he was on the Blue Jays radar and stuff like that. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see. All right, so let's go through the rundown. Let everybody know what's coming up on the Trout Talk, the official podcast of the Brampton Steelheads. We'll have our special interview, and then we'll go over the last games played for the Steelheads, and then we'll tee up coming up right after Trout Talk, the game between the Brampton Steelheads and the Niagara Ice Dogs. I'll have the call through from the Meridian Center, St. Catharines, and I will fly there right after this. And then our 3 stars, and then our life tips. And then life tips, folks, you don't want to miss it because it's something I really got to get off my
I'm
chest.
excited. I don't want to
Yeah,
miss it. I'm looking
it's
forward to
something
it.
I got to get off my chest
Okay.
because I'm sick and tired of some stuff that I see around. All right, let's take a break. More Trout Talk to come right here at Saga 960 AM. Welcome back to Trout Talk right here at Saga 960 AM. And it's time to welcome in our special guest. And he is 5'10", 178 pounds, a native of Mulmer, Ontario. And he's a centerman for the Brampton Steelheads. And there he is. You can see him on YouTube. You can't see him on your radio dial. But it's Troy Patton. Troy Patton, thanks for coming on. How you doing?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Doing well. Thanks for coming on, man. How are you feeling? Obviously, you missed the last game, so have you been doing?
Yeah, good. Just a bit of lag problems, so we'll be back hopefully next weekend. So just doing some recovery right now.
Next weekend, not this weekend?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so so you got to get yourself healed up there. I mean, you've had you've really turned it on lately. I'll just start off with that. I mean, with all the trades that have been happening with this team, with Sebeski gone, with Schrock gone, whatnot, it seems like you've really, really relished this opportunity now, moved up to the first line, and taken the bull by the horns, as far as I'm concerned. So, tell the audience how much you've worked towards this.
Yeah, I mean, obviously last year we had such a good team, and at the end I knew a lot of guys were moving on, so I knew there was going to be opportunity open throughout the summer. So I really put in some work in the summer in the weight room and stuff like that to just take over and this year on the team and hopefully move up in the lineup. So yeah, I mean, obviously Zeber and Cherry and all Pete, Fibby, all those guys moving on, they were a key role in our team this year, but we brought in some new guys. So hopefully we continue being good.
So you talk about, putting on weight, going into the weight room, doing that kind of stuff. Like, what did the preparation for the season look like differently than to your first season? Obviously, you kind of have a year under your belt. You kind of know how it works. Like, how did you prepare for this year that was different than your first go around?
I wouldn't say much, just heavier weight and really dialing in what I needed to work on from the previous year.
So you got your old mate with you, guy you played with the Barrie Junior Colts, Nathan Amadofsky. I mean, that must be pretty cool. I mean, you found out he got traded. You must have been the first one that called him. And how's the transition been for him? What you've seen, and how much advice have you given him?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, him and I grew up together playing hockey in Barrie, so it was pretty cool. I found out in class, so I stepped out of class and called him. And yeah, I mean, he's just a great guy. He's fit in right away. Like there's no change for him. So he's been loving it here.
And how much, does that help? You get a new guy coming over and then you're playing with him, but you've played with him for so long. Like, I mean, you talk about the off ice stuff of him fitting in, but it's got to be pretty easy to fit in, when you guys already have that chemistry on the ice as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's a great guy, like one of my best friends. So it was pretty awesome. Like I never expected that to happen in the first place. So when it happened, it was pretty cool. And I was pretty excited.
Now you've been on a line recently with Nathan Amadofsky and Jackson Williams. What can you tell us about Jackson Williams out there?
Yeah, he's a great guy, great player, works hard, really sneaky skill to him. So love to see more in the next coming games.
And we're talking about, of course, guys who are on the team now, Amadofsky and Jackson Williams, but some of the guys who had left, you had kind of listed them off there, Sherrod and Fibiger and Zabeski. Just how much did those guys help you in your development last year and then into this year as well?
Yeah, like a tremendous amount. I mean, they're probably all four of them were my role models from last year moving into this year. Really close friends for me too. So it was a bit hard at the start, but I think I've moved on and now playing them. So they're enemies until the game's over, I guess.
That's the way it goes, right? Everybody says that all the time. You're always enemies until it's until the game's over, and it's like, hey, high five. You got a black eye or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Troy, what makes a good teammate on the ice?
I'd say one that works hard, sticks up for each other. Anyone you can go to war with.
Anyone you could go to war with. Look at that.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that
that's
one.
that's all business.
And that's kind of the way you play. I mean, the way you're talking about that, sticking up for everybody. Is that something that like starts with the coaching staff and is kind of filtered down through the players?
Yeah, I'd say for sure. I mean, our coaches are big on sticking up for each other and sticking up for the team. So, I mean, I've always played with that role, but I know the coaches do love that too. So,
All right, besides practice, Troy. I mean, I know you work hard, but what extra work do you do before the game to get yourself ready?
I like to stretch out, so help injury prevention. Just get really loose, and then I like to lift some weights too, get the blood flowing, and then play sewer with the boys.
Yeah, we always see you guys out there playing.
Yeah.
Do you have any superstitions at all, or is it just kind of getting stuff
Uh,
done to get ready?
I wouldn't say superstitions. I like to ride the bike for 2 miles and then stretch out after that.
Okay.
So I'd say that's about the only superstition.
And what's the most challenging part of the game for you, Troy?
Most challenging part, I'd say the mental game's pretty challenging. Other than that, just yeah, I'll say the mental game.
Troy, are you watching TV?
No, I'm not.
Somebody's
not.
watching TV or something. Somebody's
No,
TV's going on in the background. The news, the channel 6 or the 6 o'clock news. I'm not sure.
I got
Maybe.
Drags in the room, so he's listening.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay, nice. All right, that's what I thought. Okay, I thought I heard some news going on or something.
Yeah.
So kind of on what Mikey was saying there, you look at obviously your strengths in your game. What's something maybe that you're looking to? You said the mental side of it, but maybe on the ice as well. Like, where's kind of an area that you feel like you want to make some strides or improvements there?
I'd feel my shot, like shooting opportunity and getting shots off when I should, instead of passing up the opportunity or get thrown off a muffin or something like that.
That's it. Just your shot. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Come on. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. Fair enough. I think you got a heck of a shot. I remember that goal in Kingston.
Yeah.
Holy,
Yeah,
right
what
off
a
the
shot.
post and in. Woo.
Yeah.
That was a beauty coming down the left side. You even passed it. You even passed it for yourself off of the boards, and you
Yeah.
made that anticipation, and you moved right in there. My goodness me! You know what? Talk about that goal. Like, is that where you were planning the whole time, or was this kind of sporadic? Like, you know what I mean? Like, did you have
Yeah,
that plan? Looking at
I'd
it.
say kind of sporadic for sure. I mean, I saw the D kind of pinching, so I chipped it in an open area and then just skated into it, and there ended up being a lot of ice open, so I just took it.
Oh, it was a good goal.
Thank you.
And
Oh,
you talk about like reading the plays like that. I mean, can you feel a difference from your first year to your second year and like just kind of being more calm on the ice, like the play slowing down a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, last year is obviously my first year, so a bit more like quick. I thought this year I've tried to slow it down and really take in what's going on. So yeah, for sure, it's definitely getting more comfortable.
Yeah, you've really taken a leadership role in this team, and we've seen it a couple times where, for example, like somebody be pushing somebody around. You're stepping right in and you're sticking up for your guys, right? And you're still doing the same thing this year. Have you always been that kind? You've always been a leader. Do you relish that opportunity? Like, do you? I'm sure you've been relishing that opportunity, but have you always been a leader ever since you were a young buck, even though you're still a young buck?
Yeah, I've always, yeah, for sure. I've always liked being a leader and leading the team for sure. So obviously, sticking up for guys, I've always done. I think that's a crucial role in hockey, especially for your teammates. I mean, it gets their respect for sure. And then, yeah, going back to being a leader. I mean, I've always tried to be a leader, and will continue trying to be one.
And off the ice as well with your leadership abilities. I mean, now I'm not going to say one of the older guys, but one of the more experienced guys on the team with playing with this coaching staff and in this organization. So I think I think it was Keaton Arda who was on, who said he was roommates with you on the Northern road trip. I believe that was Keaton who was on, who said that. So how have you kind of, balance that with still being young in the league, but also having some experience and trying to help these new guys along?
Yeah, I mean, last year JR's taught me a bunch, so just kind of just giving the younger guys or 09 guys some tips and tricks of what he likes and what he doesn't like, kind of, I guess.
All right. Well, that's good. Well, you've grown into a heck of a player. It just seems like game by game you get bigger and stronger too. I don't know how much you can bench press, but that's my next question. I always have to ask.
Bench press, I wouldn't say that's my strong suit. I only like 195 ish, 200 maybe.
Okay.
Well, that's pretty good. You beat Arda. I mean, I remember. I think he said he was 170, Brendan. Something
I
like
can't remember.
something like that.
Can't
But no, you
remember
beat
what he
him.
said.
No, that's good. But 190,
Yeah, I
not bad.
just
So you can bench press yourself.
yeah,
So you're 107. So how many reps can you do?
of myself.
No. So 190, 85 pounds, right? 90 pounds. You said you could
Yeah,
do
like
whatever.
close to
How many
200.
can you do?
Yeah,
Okay, so how many reps can you do?
probably 3 for 200.
Okay.
It's good. All right.
Yeah.
So who would you say would be the best at bench press? We asked Reed Gee this as well. I want to see if the answer is similar.
Cheber, I would say
Okay.
he's good, sneaky good.
Yeah, somebody else had said that too. I can't remember. Reed said David Green.
Yes,
Yeah, he's
that's
good.
what
He's
that's
one too.
yeah, that would have been my pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been my pick. But boy, oh boy. Troy, if you okay, so you've come a long way as far as I'm concerned. So if you had any advice for any young guys that are trying to get drafted, what would you give them?
Just enjoy it. Obviously you got to put in the work, but really enjoy the time and effort that you put into it for sure.
And we've done a little talking about, your time with the Barrie Junior Colts and playing with Nathan Amidovsky. Of course, you played in the OHL Cup as well before getting drafted. Just what was the whole experience like in minor hockey, and just how much that developed you and helped you, especially in that last year before you did get drafted?
Yeah, I mean, we had a great team, so I've learned a lot from all the guys on that team, and we all pushed each other to get better each practice. So, yeah, I mean, it was awesome playing with Ammo and a bunch of the guys that I grew up playing with. So, yeah, it was a good way to end my minor hockey career.
So you got Ammo back there, or Ammo in the lineup, a guy you played with the Barrie Junior Colts, all these new guys, Carter Hicks, Sam Black, Mason Roy, whatnot. How's the culture been in the dressing room with the new players?
Really good, actually. They all seem to fit in. Great, all great guys. Like, that was the one concern that some of the older guys had, like, how's it going to be in the room? But yeah, it's been a great transition for sure. I mean, they're all great guys, and it's been easy to get to know each other.
And how do you ensure as players that the culture is still there? Like you said, some of the older guys had concerns about it. Like, as players in the dressing room, how do you make sure that the culture is up to, what it was before?
Yeah, we went out for a couple dinners now as a team, just like players only dinners, and really got to know each other from that. And then just a couple team events we've done, just players only again, and just got to know each other, which was good.
Let me guess what the event was. Bowling?
Yeah, we did a bowling event.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
You're like quite the bowler. I remember that.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's good. Yeah, I can. I mean, I used to love 5-pin bowling, obviously when you're younger and stuff. But now you look at 5-pin. I don't know about you, but you look at 5-pin bowling. It's like, what the heck is that, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
Totally
Do
different.
you have a favorite color of a ball that you use for the big boys bowling?
I wouldn't say favorite color, but I need the balls that have the biggest finger holes.
And what weight? What weight would be the ball?
Probably the heaviest one. I think like 12 ounces maybe or more. I don't know.
Interesting. I like the lightest one, so I can just whip it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can just whip it down and
Speed
stuff.
on it.
No spin, just straight ahead.
Yeah. Would you say you're the best bowler on the team then?
I'd say so. Yeah. One of them
Bowling's
for sure.
fun. Bowling's fun. So, what other things have you guys done because you guys have such a new team? What other events have you guys done?
We've just been out to eat and movies. That's it for now.
Nice. Who picks the movie that you go to? Because I know we had Zach Nyman on. He was talking about movies for like 5 minutes. So is he somebody in here who's picking what you're seeing?
Yeah, we all just kind of picked as a team. I forget what we even watched, but we all just picked together. Yeah.
Nice. So what's the last movie you guys saw, Troy?
I forget. We only watched one, and I forget what it was called.
You didn't watch it?
No, I did. I did watch it. I just forget.
Okay. Yeah, it's one of those things. You go to the movies, you watch the movie, and you're like, "What was that thing called? What was that movie called again?"
Yeah,
Nah, I hear you. I hear you. I honestly do hear you on that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So back to the hockey, back to the ice. I mean, wanted to ask you about Jake Wood, who was around the team last year, but now has moved into a bigger role here with the assistant coach, as an assistant coach, working with the forwards. Liam Hamm, another guy who's kind of had a bigger role this year as well. Just how much of those two guys helped you this season?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Woodsy, great guy. I loved him last year. Him and I would do some stuff as well. Then this year, he stepped up obviously into a bigger role, and I think he's doing a great job. I mean, he's helped me a bunch with my face-offs after practice, with my shooting, puck in the feet to shot, rim plays, all a bunch of stuff after practice. So he's been a great help for me. And then Hammer, I mean, funny story in the golf tournament in the summer, I was paired with him, so he introduced himself and whatever. So I had no idea he was going to be a assistant coach or whatever you want to call him.
Mhm.
And so it was pretty cool, like seeing him at the rink when I first came in. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a really, really good guy. He's a character.
Yeah,
I always
great
say
guy.
that.
Great guy.
He's
Yeah,
very, very funny guy. Like he's just always he keeps you guys loose, right? And
yeah, for sure. I mean, he's
and
always
stuff.
always in the room, joking around with the boys. So it's really
Yeah,
cool.
that's good. That's a kind of coach. That's good. Jake Woods is a great coach as well. He's another joker, but he's all business when he has to be. But
For
he's
sure.
he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
So Troy, you grew up in Mulmer, Ontario. How
Yeah.
far away is that from Barrie? And what is there to do in Mulmer? I'm not making fun of Mulmer. I just want to know about Mulmer because I've never been to Mulmer before.
From Barrie, it's about like 40, 45 minutes.
Okay.
And honestly, I live on my own property away from everyone else, which is nice, I find. So I go snowmobiling, four-wheelering, fishing. I have a pool, which is nice in the summer. And
So
then
this is
yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
no,
Yeah.
no, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. So this is your own property.
Yeah,
This is yours. We're talking about yours.
yeah.
So a 17-year-old that has his own property, has his own pool, and you have your own fishing. Wow.
Well, I don't
That's
have it. I'm fortunate enough that my parents have it.
right. But it's your area though. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
trying to say.
yeah,
Wow.
Are you saying like
Wow.
fishing on the property as well?
yeah. Just across the road on
Oh.
the Pine River is where we go fishing.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome. So
yeah,
that's where you do most of your stuff in the off season, huh?
yeah, yeah. Exactly.
Well, maybe me and you are gonna go fishing in the summertime. You're gonna have to show me
Good,
around the land there.
for
If
sure.
that's okay with you.
Oh, 100%.
Do you ever do any ice fishing up there?
Yeah, I have a
Yeah.
hunt camp actually up on the French River. I go ice fishing whenever I can. I haven't been
Hmm.
this year, but
All right. This is kind of, maybe a question maybe we've asked everybody, but I don't think we've asked you this. But what is your least favorite rink to go into? Least
least favorite rink to go into, I
to
would
go
say
to play at. Yeah.
play in.
Hmm.
To play in.
Jeopardy music's on, buddy.
Yeah. I would say Owen Sound maybe.
Oh, really?
Well, it is a little smaller than everything
Just a
else.
bit. Yeah, really, it feels a bit smaller for sure, and the boards are like concrete. So,
Oh,
Well, apparently they have new boards this year.
oh, do
New
they?
glass or something like that. Yeah, I don't know if it's new
Okay.
boards or new glass, but
Huh.
yeah, no, hey, I'm with you on that. I mean, looking at it and trying to play, it's like playing in a junior B. They need a new arena. It's like playing in a junior B rink, really.
Yeah, I think it's pretty old.
yeah.
Oof.
We usually hear like Peterborough because of the corners, or
Yeah,
Ottawa with the
Sudbury.
corners, Sudbury too. But also with Sudbury, I think it's the Sioux as well that has the benches on the opposite sides. Does that ever
Yeah.
throw you off? I've never played in a
Peterborough.
rink like that
Peterborough.
before. Peterborough too, yeah. I've never played in a rink like that. Like, does that throw you off at all?
Yeah.
it definitely did. I played it in Peterborough actually for minor hockey because I was in the OMHA, so we played Peterborough. So I played there a couple times, which kind of, I guess, got me used to it a little bit. But for sure, it's a total different like like rink kind of for sure.
I mean, but how would you compare Brampton? How would you compare it to Brampton?
I think Brampton's a great rink, like just overall, like it's normal. I think like what every other rink is. So like the format wise.
Last thing for me, and then I'll send it over to Brenda. But last thing for me, what is the mindset of this team right now? Is it playoffs right now? Are you guys saying, you know what, we're going to make the playoffs?
Oh, 100%. I mean, that's our goal for sure. No matter what, we
And
really gotta dial in this back half, and that's our only goal. Basically, make playoffs, and not anything can happen in playoffs.
And last one for me, just going back to what we were talking about, playing in different rinks. What's it like going back to Barrie and playing there? That's got to be a cool thing for you.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's always tough playing in Barrie because their fans are pretty good, but yeah, it's pretty cool for me. Pretty cool.
Yeah, they are definitely pretty good. You know, that's funny because there's always this in Barrie, you know, where the broadcast position is, and there's always this dad because you're so close to the stands. Brendan, I think I've told you this story. Maybe I'm not sure. Brendan's kind of looking like I'm not sure, but there's always a father that comes to the games, and I think the daughter's got to be around 12, 13 years old, right, Troy? And
Yeah.
Brendan and all the daughter does, she's 13, and she just swears the whole game. She gets right into it. F this and F that, and what the F is going on, Dad? What is this? Blah blah blah, and whatever. And she comes to the game in her pajamas. It
Really
looks like, yeah. I don't know. I just kind of feel
crazy.
bad. Yeah, I don't know. It's passion. I like it. Why not?
Passion, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, Troy Patton. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for joining us here on Trout Talk. And I'll tell you something right now. You keep up the good work. You got a real future in this league. And for the Steelheads fans, get out and see this guy. I'll tell you right now. Thanks so much, Troy.
Yeah. Thanks, guys, for having me.
Thanks, Troy. Have a good one.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
one. All right, that was Troy Patton, centerman of the Brampton Steelheads. And when we come back, we'll break down that interview and more to come right here on Trout Talk on Saga 960 AM. Welcome back to Trout Talk right here at Saga 960 AM. My name is Mike Karafilidis, your voice on the road for the Steelheads, your voice at home for the Steelheads. He's right beside me there. I mean, on the YouTube channel. But Brendan Lang, my compadre. And we just talked to centerman Troy Patton, the native of Mulmer, Ontario, who is having a beautiful year this year for the Steelheads. And it seems like to me he's really relishing this opportunity, jumping up in that first line pretty much. Super kid, real bright future, Brendan.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's always great when you get an opportunity to move up in the lineup, and it hasn't just been since the trades either. I mean, he's pretty much been on that first line since about, I want to say, like the second week of the season. I know Stankoven started up there, but Patton kind of found a home in between Sherrod and Zabeski at first, and now it's between Williams and Amidovsky up there on that top line. So it's definitely great to see him kind of getting extended opportunities. He mentioned it there in the interview, last year, lots of top end talent on the team, so maybe didn't get as much of an opportunity in his first season, but this year he's gotten that chance and he's really relished it. I mean, as you said, he's had a great year, and I think that you can really see the development from him. And I like that, he still sees areas like his shot, like he was mentioning. That's like, there's still areas that can get improved. But I definitely see the development. And obviously from that conversation, we know he's a very, very hard worker, good leader. So I definitely think he's got a bright future in the game of hockey, and he's definitely just going to continue to get better.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely a leader, right? And we've seen a glimpse of it last year as a 16-year-old as a leader, right? And now look at him this year as a 17-year-old. Next year, he's just going to get even better and better.
Right.
We talked about him, sticking up for his teammates. He'll get right in there. He doesn't care. He'll get right in the dirty areas, score the goals. And he's even got some finesse. He's got a good, I know he says he's got to work on his shot, which is good, but he's really good in the face-off dot.
Yep.
I think he's probably this year, Brendan, one of the most improved players on this Steelheads team.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that he's definitely, as you mentioned, like there's so many kind of little things that he does well. And I feel like that's maybe something that flies under the radar a little bit. Obviously, he's put up a good number of points too in his second season here in the OHL, but you talk about the faceoffs, like that's been a huge improvement for him. He's been the best faceoff guy on the team all season long. I mean, that's a huge thing. I think the defensive responsibility as a centerman is such a big thing as well. And James Richmond has no problem putting him out on the ice in big situations. See, that's where I see see a lot of the growth as well. It's just kind of those little things and maybe you don't necessarily notice, but he's definitely gotten better in all those areas.
Yeah, and I mean, um, for 17 years old, and his parents give him his own little area too. Wow, he's got his own swimming pool, fishing place to go. What else did he say? What else did he say?
Yeah, ski-doo.
Ski doing, ice
That's cool.
fishing.
Yeah.
Man, wow. Hey, not bad, right? All right, so that was Troy Patton, and I say it again, folks, the Steelheads fans, go out if you get a chance. Go out there and check this guy out, check this team out. This team, it just seems like we'll go over the last games, I guess, Brendan. Right now, 0-2 in their last road trip. It started off with a loss against the Kingston Frontenacs by the score of 6-3.
Yeah, that's right. Losing 6-3 to the Kingston Frontenacs, and yeah, it's again. I mean, we're talking so much about the the trades and all that, and it's going to be a difficult sort of mix here to get all these guys integrated into the lineup. Like it's going to take some time. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. I mean, we saw it at the beginning of the year. There was a lot of moving parts, and they needed to get everybody integrated then, and it was largely a new team from the year before, and now you jump into this year as well. And then you see that too. So yeah, they end up losing that game 6-3 against the Kingston Frontenacs. I do think there were definitely some positives in that game. I mean, Troy Patton definitely a positive in it. Scores 2 goals, great tip in front of the net for that first goal. And then you talked about it in the interview, chipping it to an open area of the ice, skating on, great shot. And the Steelers were right in it. I mean, I believe it was 3-2 at the time when he scored that goal. Yeah. And then it just couldn't find a way to close that down. But they were right in that game until 16 minutes left in the third period, and they had the lead.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was 3-2. All the momentum was with Brampton after that goal that Troy Patton scored to make it 3-2. As you said, that was his eighth goal of the season, by the way. But yeah, all the momentum was with Brampton, and then all of a sudden Van Williamson comes down the ice, and then it was a pass from Landon right to Van Williamson of the Kingston Frontenacs. He one times it by Luke Johnson, but then after that the Frontenacs kind of took over. But I think that's been a little bit of a problem maybe with the Steelheads team, is the pushback. When they get the lead, they're letting the teams kind of push back against them, because that goal was 2 minutes and 2 seconds right after Troy Patton scored, right? But and this is one of the learning curves, I guess you could say, right? That the Steelheads have to learn to defend, to get better defending the lead. And I think that's going to come.
Right. Better defending the lead. And we'll get into it a little bit more when we get into the other 2 games that we'll talk about. But I think in the one against Windsor, I guess, is the game where this happened. The Steelheads, yes, holding leads. And also at the end of periods, they've had problems keeping the puck out of their net as well, which I think is another thing too, where it's like, you know what? It's sort of, they're going to have to learn that. That's going to be part of the learning curve, how to close things down late in periods, how to hold those leads. And that'll come over time.
Yeah, exactly. So, I said 0-2. Sorry, I forgot about the third. It was a 3-3 this weekend. It went 0-3 this weekend. And then the next game was the very next day. And, you think about it, because they get back real late from Kingston. Then you got to play the high-powered Windsor Spitfires, who are waiting for you pretty much. And they're in Brampton already. Close. I mean, even though it was a 5-2 final for the Windsor Spitfires, that score is not indicative the way the Brampton Steelheads played in that game.
No, I mean, I completely agree. The Steelheads held a 2-1 lead in the second period. It was 2-2 going into the third. And then, as you said, Mikey, they go into that third frame, they're tied, and they just can't find a way to get that big goal and kind of close things out. And that's, again, part of the learning process. And that's a really high-powered Windsor team, man. Like, watching them play, like, they control the play. Their power play is really good. I believe it's second in the OHL, just behind Brantford. Their penalty kill is really good. Like, they got great special teams. And you just look at the depth of that team. I remember saying before the game, they have 11 guys who have 20-plus points. And Jakob Fibiger, I think, is the 11th guy that has those 20-plus points. So, I mean, you just see all those names that they have, and it's always going to be a tough game. I think the Steelheads really held their own, despite getting outshot by a big margin. I believe it was 40-19 in that game.
Yes.
But, again, they were right in it, and Bowen came up with some big saves in that game too. So, right in that one, just kind of the third period got away from them.
Congratulations to Mason Roy in that game as well, getting his first OHL goal in a power play. What a shot. What a beauty one-timer. My goodness, I don't think anybody would say that, right? But congratulations to him. And McGregor Richmond scored a nice little shorthanded goal in
Great
that game as
goal.
well. Just
Yeah.
my goodness, deked the pants off of Michael Newlove.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, and a
but
great steal there on the
yeah,
penalty kill as well. Picked
right.
off the pass and got to the backhand. Yeah, that was a great move.
Beautiful move. But yeah, you know what? You're playing against a team that's got so many NHL. I mean, Jakob Fibiger and Nathan Villeneuve, two guys from the Seattle Kraken, Liam Greentree for the LA Kings, Nesbitt from the Flyers. Where do I keep going? Belchez
Ferrand,
is going to be yeah, he's going to be a top 10 pick
Blackhawks.
for Rond. And who
Um,
else am I missing here? My goodness. I mean,
I mean,
Spellacy. There's the
Spellets.
Chicago draft pick,
Right,
right?
right.
Cole Davis, another a great player. This team's stacked and ready to go. And this is when we talk about the West just quickly. That in the Western Conference, there's a lot of teams going for it. Windsor is going for it this year. Uh, they might be one of the teams that are going to be going home unhappy. Let's just say that with all the Western teams are going to go, but that's the way she goes, as
Right.
Ray says in the Trailer Park Boys, right? So it's the way she goes,
Yeah,
buddy.
that is. And
So
when you have that kind of talent, when you have that kind of roster, I mean, you got to go for it.
sure.
That's the time to do it. So,
Absolutely, absolutely. And then we move on to Sunday, Brendan, and it was the end of a 3-3. Uh Troy Patton was out of the lineup as well as Kieran Wachowski. Reed Gee was out of the lineup as well, and it was a 4-1 loss to the Oshawa Generals. It just seemed like maybe they're a little bit out of gas to me. It just seems like in the beginning, the starts, even in the last two games, and lately that if they get off to good starts, I think this losing streak will be over, right?
mhm,
And they didn't get off to a good start against the Oshawa Generals, and it came back to bite them, right? So I mean, Owen Griffin. Well, it doesn't help when you're playing on the penalty kill almost the whole first period, right? Uh, I mean, there was only 5 power plays for Oshawa, but I mean, there was like 4 in the first period, just to say. So
right.
um, I mean, Owen Griffin was good. He scored 2 goals. Draft pick of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Posthumous was goal and assist. Porter Bird Leitner goal, no goals and 2 assists. David Green with the only one for the Steelheads in that one. His 3rd goal of the season. Peter Green and Manny Amato in the assists. But again, if they would have got off to a good start, and if they would have got off to a good start against the Spitfires and the Frontenacs and even other games before that, I think this team would have more wins. But the Steelheads, they play hard all the time. They keep coming at you, and that's what you got to like. But
Mhm.
one thing they have to improve on is their road record right now. It's 5-14-2-0. They got to start winning road games. They got a little bit of a road stretch coming up the end of January here,
Mhm.
so uh, they have to start winning road games.
Yeah, I mean, we sit here at recording. It's January 21st. Their only home game is January 31st left in the month, so
Hmm.
they're going to go on a road stretch here. And you're right. It's always difficult to win away from home. It doesn't really matter what sport it is, what level it is. But that is definitely something, you're right, that the Steelheads can work towards. And to your point, talking about getting off to good starts, this is something that's gone back not just since the deadline, but since the beginning of the year. The
Right?
Steelheads
Yep.
have really had, sometimes have just struggled out of the gates. As you mentioned, they never go away. Like, they always fight back. They're always in the games late. If you can just maybe get that first goal, get those first 2 goals, it just puts you on so much of a better path.
Exactly. And it seems like a lot of the Steelheads wins this year, they've gotten the first goal.
Yeah.
Right. And every time they get the first goal, it just seems like this team gets confidence and they just play better. And then when they keep coming at you, then it's easier to play that way. And it's like that with any team, but right, with any sport, but especially with this Steelers team, that's for sure. My goodness. All right, so we'll see what happens. I mean, this weekend it's Saturday on the road again. Final time in Barrie to play the Barrie Colts, who just moved up in the CHL top 10 rankings now. They are sitting at number 10 in the CHL top 10 rankings, and they are first in the Central, and they are rolling. So that will be on Saturday. What's the key to victory? I know this will be over by then, but what's
Yeah.
the key to victory there, Brendan? What do you think?
I mean, I think it's getting off to a good start for one. Obviously, we just talked about it, but it's trying to slow down their top guys, which is going to be really, really difficult. Like Cole Bontway, I mean, he's a great
Hmm.
player. He's going to be difficult to stop. It's going to be pretty much impossible to stop him. But just try to slow him down. Aitchison too. He's had a great year offensively. If you can slow those two guys down, not going to stop them. It's not going to be possible to do that. But if you can just maybe hold them down for a period, 2 periods, and just maybe see if you can kind of build a lead that way, I think that's something that you're going to have to look to if you're Brampton.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know what? To your point, stopping those guys, stopping those top guys, and scoring first has got to be key against this Barrie Colts team. But the forecheck has got to be hard against this Barrie Colts defense, because if you go hard against this Barrie Colts defense, yeah, they got Aitchison back there, Von Richter, whatnot, but this forecheck, they'll turn the puck over. Barrie Colts defense will turn the puck over. They'll give up 42 shots a game. They got good goaltending with Ben Horebic, and Jaswal started the last 2 games against them, or 3, whatever. But still, they'll give up a lot of shots. Just get in there and make them turn the puck over. And I think that's the key for me to victory. All right. And then coming up right after this, it is the Ice Dogs, the Steelheads and the Ice Dogs. Niagara Ice Dogs down to St. Catharines at the Meridian Center. Ice Dogs have been rolling lately too, Brendan.
Yeah, they sure have. I mean, they've been playing some good hockey recently, and they've played really good hockey against the Steelheads all season long. I'm just trying to see what this streak is right now.
6-1 against them.
Yeah, and 6-3-1 in their past 10 as well. So
right.
A team that is playing some good hockey. And, I think the only time they lost this year was their first game against Brampton, the first game in Brampton
first game,
season.
right?
Yeah.
And you remember who started that game for Niagara, which is it was Matthew Humphreys.
Right. Yes.
And now he's the starting goaltender for the Oshawa Generals.
Yeah.
He just got his first career OHL win. But anyways, just to say. Anyway,
right. But yeah, Niagara's playing some good hockey, and they played the Steelheads tough all year. It's always a difficult team to play against, especially, in Niagara. They have good crowds there as well. And you talk about going out on the road and facing a team in Niagara. I mean, you look at, again, when you see the top sort of level of guys, like Robrick has always played well against Brampton. Ethan Zada, who's now the captain after Kevin He moved on, he's a guy too. They get Chromiak at the deadline, who's somebody that really stabilizes the back end, and their goaltending's been good with Yarmolenko too. They're kind of a pretty well-rounded team, and the Steelheads, I think, again, it comes down to the forecheck and just the energy with Brampton. If they can play with that energy, if they can play with the forecheck, get sticks in passing lanes, do those kinds of things, that's when they're going to find success.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And you know what? The Steelheads got to go in there angry to say this, because, Niagara Ice Dogs have taken the last 6 off the Steelheads. They're 6-1 against them. This is the final meeting of the season between these two teams, right? So, they got to, get it in them. To get angry and just go in there and say, you know what, these guys aren't going to beat us again, right? And Mason Zabetsky said that the last game when they're, we're not going to let these guys beat us, when he was a Steelhead and whatnot, but they're going to need that kind of effort against this Niagara team who's got Riley Patterson coming back in the lineup as well, a Vancouver draft pick.
Yep.
Canucks draft pick. He'll be in the lineup apparently this weekend. So who was nursing an injury, I believe. So we'll see. It'll be a testing weekend against 2 Central Division rivals. Steelheads right now sitting 4 points behind the Sudbury Wolves for that last playoff spot. And the thing is, Brendan, they got to play, I believe, the Wolves 3 more times, I believe, for the rest of this regular season. So am I right on that one? I think it's 2 for sure, 2 in Sudbury, and they play 2 in Brampton. So that means they got to play 1 more in Brampton. So I think that's 3.
So 3 more,
So 3 more. So those games, you got to think about it. Those games are going to be huge, but you can't look ahead. But you got to win the games, man. You got to win the games right now, the Steelheads. So
that's right.
James Richmond's going to have them ready to go. So
of course.
All right. So I have 3 stars. 3 stars of last week, Brendan.
Stars of the week. Yes. So I am going to go with Troy Patton. He's got to be in there, doesn't he?
Absolutely.
Had the 2 goals against the Kingston Frontenacs. Definitely has to be in there. I'll go with, a guy who didn't play in the first game of this 3-3, David Green. I thought the 2 games that he came back, he really played well. I liked what he did on the back end. And then I don't remember if I had him in last week's 3 stars, but I really like the way Carter Hicks has played.
I didn't have him. Oh, you took my star. All right.
Carter Hicks he's been great since he's come to Brampton. I really like that pickup. He's been super solid back there. So those are my 3 guys this week.
Yeah, good picks. Carter Hicks would be my second star. I guess I'll start off with Carter Hicks. I was thinking of him for the second star, but we haven't given credit. Zach Bowen
Yeah.
really played well this weekend,
Mhm.
even though he started 2 out of the 3 games. But when he started against Windsor and he started against Oshawa, my goodness, was he making absolute magnificent saves. So he'd get my first star. I think he'd get
Okay.
my first star. I put Troy Patton. Yeah, definitely Troy Patton will be my
Mhm.
slash second star. I'll put him um, in there as well. But my third star, that's a tough one because a lot of guys really, I think William Eglinton had a good weekend.
I
I think
agree.
William Eglinton, I put him in there as my
Yeah,
third star. He scored
I
a
like
goal
that.
against the Frontenacs, and he was all over the place. So,
I I
yeah,
really like that. I think since the deadline, Eggleton has played his best hockey in the OHL.
yeah.
Or like this 2-week stretch, I really do. I really do think that he's played his best hockey in the league, and it's good to see him doing that. So I agree. I think that's a great pick for the third star.
Oh, yeah. Ever since the deadline, he's been playing absolutely phenomenal. All right. So let's get to life tips. And this is
I'm
some things that
excited.
I really wanted to talk about. But first, I'm going to start off with you. Any life tips? I know you're going to go
No, I
ahead.
got to get to you. I want to hear
I knew
yours.
it.
Come
I
on,
knew
come
it.
on.
Okay. So, there's been a lot of shoveling this weekend, ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen. Okay. So, for the life of me. All right. I don't know. Maybe I've mentioned it, my neighbor across the street.
You have,
Nice
yeah.
guy, but he's very lazy. Right? He just doesn't want to do anything or whatnot. So, okay. I'm going to try to say this in the nicest way possible. Okay. So I went outside and I did mine. Right. And, the neighbors do theirs and I do the neighbors' sidewalks and stuff, whatever. We take turns, my neighbors, right. Whatever. Right. Just around. So, anyways, so across the street, do you think this guy wants to help out? Do you think this guy comes outside and wants to do his neighbor's what do you call it? Sidewalk?
I'm
But
gonna.
he expects his neighbor to do his sidewalk all the time when he doesn't do his. Right?
Right, right. There's got
Okay,
to be
so
a give
then
and take. There's got to be a give and take there.
I'm outside. So here we go. So now I'm outside, and he calls me. His name's I'm not gonna say whatever. Starts with an S. So he could. It's an ST, if you can, whatever.
Okay.
Something.
Okay.
Okay. So he calls me across the street. Mikey, how come they didn't do my sidewalks? He says to me. I'm looking at him exactly like this. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know, buddy. I'm thinking to myself, are you okay? Are you okay? You never help anybody and you expect people to help you? Come on. Come on. If somebody's going to do your sidewalk, we take turns around here.
Right.
We take turns. Him, he thinks his neighbor is going to do his sidewalk all the time. They stopped. They said enough is enough because he doesn't
Hey.
do thing. So he's looking at me and he says to me, I'm like, really? I just look at him, I go, okay, man. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. I'm just like saying to myself when I'm walking, I'm like, what is wrong with this guy? Or like, what is wrong with people these days? In my head, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. The life
Yeah.
tip is help around, especially when you have snow like this. You don't want to see anybody
Yeah.
have like a heart attack, God forbid, heart attack or drop down to the ground or get hurt or something like that. That's why you got to help out.
Yeah. My
There's
next
the
door
life
neighbor,
tip.
he had a snowblower out and he came over and he did it on our driveway too.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And if I'm not home, here's what I like. If I'm not home, my neighbor, he'll make in my driveway because we help each other out so much, and he'll make a big streak with his snowblower, right? To start it off. He'll do the thing. God bless the guy. But just saying, you
Yeah.
gotta help out.
Definitely. You got to help out. That's for sure.
Even though they do say your best neighbor is a fence sometimes.
I've never heard
Right?
that one.
Yeah, sometimes your best neighbor is a
Okay.
fence. But in my case, I'm pretty lucky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? I remember before my at my mom's house, there's one neighbor, and that's where it came into play. And they weren't the very nicest of people. And, the best neighbor that I used to say to my mom, you know what, Mom? Your best neighbor is the fence. Don't worry about it. See the fence here? That's it. All right. So I guess that's going to do it for another edition of Trout Talk right here in Saga 960 AM. For Brendan Lang, my name is Mike Karafilidis. Thanks for tuning in to Trout Talk.